Hello, my friends. Welcome here. I'm Aimee Esther. I live with multiple chronic illnesses: POTS, SIBO, endometriosis, PCOS, fibromyalgia, Hashimoto's disease, chronic fatigue syndrome, chronic migraines, mast cell activation syndrome. I mean, just so many things. I'm sure I forgot like five because the list is so long. And I have struggled with pains and fatigues for over 8 years now. I am 29 years old. I have had a hysterectomy. I have had a urethra sling, bladder and bowel lift surgery. I've had my gallbladder removed. I have had so many MRIs, colonoscopies, stomach scopes, laparoscopic surgeries. Like I've had a lot of things, and then on top of it, tried so many medications, diets, supplements. I feel like I've tried everything. I know I haven't. I know there's more out there. I still keep the hope. I want to still bring hope and joy and positivity to the chronic illness world. But I also bring what's real, and what's real is I really struggle and I'm really sick. I can hardly get out of bed. If you've watched any of my recent vlogs, you know, like I literally spend most of my day laying on the couch when my kids just play around me. I have 3 kids, 5, 3, and 1, and I am so sick. And I've decided through a few different reasons what my next step is. I've tried so many things that it's hard to know what to try next. I get a lot of advice from you guys on the internet, and one of the things people have suggested to me a lot is the carnivore diet. And a few years ago, I tried the keto diet. It went terribly. I had really bad blood sugar issues. I don't know why, but my blood sugar was dropping really low. And every doctor I talked to, person I talked to, the internet, they all said that was not normal and that your blood sugar should be better on the keto diet. But mine was getting so low that my doctor was worried and said, Aimee, I don't think a low carb diet is right for you. We didn't really know why. We blamed it on POTS or whatever. So every time someone commented recommending the carnivore diet, I said, sorry, like that's not for me. I have this other issue. And that's what's so hard about multiple chronic illnesses is it fixes one thing and hurts another. And when there's multiple things going on, yeah, you know, the keto diet might have been good for my gut, but it was terrible for this other thing. And it's just like, you can't get it right. At least that's how it feels sometimes. So I had kind of written that off in my mind. And in the past few months, I have hit a new stage of life. I had a hysterectomy last year. I will not be having any more babies. As I've made this shift into a new stage of life, I have been thinking about what I want to do and things I want to try. I've been trying a few new supplements, lifestyle changes, which I will be sharing about, some that I really think have helped me a ton, and I'm excited to share with you. But on that road, I was reintroduced to the carnivore diet, well, specifically the lion diet. The carnivore diet is an animal-based diet, meaning you don't eat any plants. You can do eggs, meat, fish, dairy. That's like a typical carnivore diet. The lion diet, which was made popular by Mikhaila Peterson, I followed her for a while, and I have heard her talk about the lion diet so many times, and I thought it was a little crazy, but I was also, kind of intrigued by it. She had a lot of autoimmune issues and stuff. The lion diet is beef, salt, and water. That's it. Those are the only things you eat. So I followed her journey, and I had someone close to me who did the carnivore diet and was raving about it. And I was thinking, well, I can't do that because in my mind, I had blocked that out because years ago, my doctor told me, no low carb diets. But then I just kept thinking about it. After I had that conversation, I kept thinking about it. My husband kept thinking about it. And I felt like God was putting it on my heart that this was something to try, that this might be the right step. And I started doing 2 things. So first was Viome, which is an AI gut test. I will link it down below. I have a code for $110 off. It's super cool. It tests your gut with AI technology. I've done a few videos on it, but that showed me all plants are bad for me pretty much. There was very few things that were plants that were on my enjoy list. Most of them were on my avoid list, and it showed various reasons why. Oxalates, FODMAPs, what else was there? There was like a few different reasons, and that's why I like that test. It tells you why you shouldn't eat certain foods. Based on like how like your specific body. It's really cool. You can learn more about it. But I did that test, and that was my first push to like, okay, maybe there's something to this carnivore diet thing. And then I started using I have it right here. I've done a video on it. I will link it below. I have a coupon code for 15% off, 25% off if it's November. Anyway, I have more information about this in the description. But this tests my SIBO, my small intestine bacterial overgrowth, my methane, and my hydrogen. It's a breath test that I can do after, and I've just noticed anytime I eat plants, my levels were not good. And I still was thinking, no, I can't do it. But I just started thinking about it more and more and more. And my husband started thinking about it more and more and more. And I was like, maybe this is right. It almost felt more like inspiration, like God was leading me this way. Like he was telling me, Aimee, this is what you should try. Even though it didn't make logical sense. And I often find that when I receive inspiration from higher power, it doesn't always make logical sense. And sometimes that's how I know it's the right thing to do, because it's just how it feels. It just feels right. So I've now been mostly eating the Lion diet. I started by eating a lot of butter and bacon. I've since read a little more about bacon and the difference between ruminant animals and the other animals, and why you should stick to beef. And I've just been learning a lot of things. I'm not the expert. You can go find an expert to tell you about it if you're interested in it. But I've decided to not eat bacon anymore and no more pork. Pretty much only beef. I'll probably cut out the butter too, because I've noticed I do feel worse when I have butter. But yeah, I have been mostly carnivore, and I feel okay. How do I explain this? I feel better and worse. Okay. So my gut, I look like I've lost 20 pounds because I am no longer so bloated that none of my clothes fit. I'm no longer so bloated that I have to wear giant t-shirts to cover it up. My stomach is not flat, like it's squishy. I've had babies. I don't have a lot of muscle there, but it's not bloated, okay? And my stomach hurts significantly less. Like if we say it used to hurt a 10, now it hurts like a 3. If I have butter, maybe like a 4 or a 5. So it still hurts, but it hurts a lot less. I am still nauseous, probably more nauseous. I don't know. And I've had insane diarrhea. Insane. But I used to struggle with constipation. So I feel like that's a good thing for me. I think it's moving us in the right direction. I think it's part of the process. But my gut, I know this has been better. I know that. The rest of me, I think it needs a little time. I feel I've been really, really sick, and I usually know why, and it's definitely electrolytes. It's definitely water. I have POTS, post-orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. I already struggle with, I need more salt. I need more water. And this diet, if you're perfectly healthy and you go on this diet, they recommend increasing your salt, increasing your water. So I've been doing that, but I feel like I can't fully keep up with it. So I'm trying to figure out the right combination of Vitacium, the salt pills that I take. Highly recommend to anyone who has POTS. I love Vitacium. So I've been taking Vitacium pills. I've been drinking, some like Propels that are sugar. I know they're probably not the best. And I'm trying to figure it out because I need electrolytes. So I've been drinking some Propels, which are sugar-free, like calorie-free drinks, because I can't have any carbs on this diet. and I've been drinking a ton of water. I think ideally I just take Vitassium and water, but I still feel like it's not enough. I'm super thirsty all the time. I've had some leg cramps. Weirdly enough, I've had really itchy feet, which has been a weird symptom. Did not expect that. Um, anyway, so the electrolyte imbalance is a little interesting, and I would love to hear advice. I'm all for it. Anyway, all that to say, that was too much information, but all that to say that I have stopped eating plants, and I've noticed that my body just wants it. It craves it. This last weekend was the first time I was actually like kind of sick of eating beef, but that was like a month of eating beef for every meal to finally feel like, I don't know if I really want to eat this. So I added a little bit of salmon on the side and that helped. But besides that, like my body wants this. When it comes to mealtime, I just want a steak. I don't want anything else. I have had sugar cravings like in between meals, but when it comes to mealtime, I literally don't want anything. My stress about food is gone. You guys, that has not happened to me in 8 years that I have been able to eat a meal and not feel stressed about it. It has not happened in 8 years where I go to the grocery store and I don't feel stressed and think, what do I eat? Oh my gosh, am I making myself sick? Oh, well, I don't, like all these thoughts go through my head about food. Those are gone. I feel like the mental stress that's gone is worth it. If that's the only thing that comes from this diet, it's worth it. I have lost some weight, about 7 pounds, which I didn't need to. So that is something I want to keep in check. I know some people go on this diet specifically to lose weight. That is not my intention. I don't want to lose too much weight. But I think right now it's just water weight because diarrhea. Hopefully all of that's in check. I will be getting checked out by doctors and like make sure everything's good and that this is the right step for me and get my levels checked and stuff. I'm currently taking magnesium because that seems to help me a ton, and I've been on that for a while. I take my Vitassium salt pill, so sodium, potassium, and I do take a vitamin D because I don't get in the sun very much. That's the supplements I'm taking for being on this diet, which is kind of crazy that that's all that I need right now. We'll see if I need anything else, but I am feeling so hopeful about this. Now, do I think it's going to cure me? I don't know. I've heard so many good stories though. I've heard so many amazing stories about the carnivore diet helping people with autoimmune diseases, with chronic health issues, and I'm really excited about this next spot on my journey. I really feel like God was leading me this way. If it's because it's the wrong path and it will lead me to something different, I'm totally okay with that. But right now, this feels like the right thing to do. And I know it's a very controversial diet. I know many people have different opinions on it. I have heard them. In fact, I got off social media for a while because I couldn't deal with all the negativity, I guess. That's a story for another day. Sorry, this is a long video, chatty. I wanted to share this with you. So here we are. All right. Anyway, if you want to live the most amazing life with chronic illness, make sure you're subscribed and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, friends.